You are literally sleeping with the enemy. You're in a relationship with or dating someone who does not like you. And yes, that's possible. And before you click away thinking that's not me, I need you to sit down and really hear what I'm about to tell you. I'm sure we have all been in situations where we have dated someone that we didn't like that. Now think about it. You've dated someone that you didn't like that. And there's other people out there dating people that they don't like. And they could be dating you. You could be that person. I remember a few years back, I was having a conversation with this woman. She was very successful and had a C-class position. The woman was drop dead gorgeous, and she was also starting her own side business. And she had everything going for her. She had a really great career, a side business. I could tell she was really proud to say that she had a fiance. But during our conversation, I got this sense that her fiance was a very jealous man and that he really couldn't stand her success, because every time she would tell me about a win that she had at work or something that she had accomplished, she would tell me how they would somehow argue about something insignificant, or he had something negative to say and didn't really celebrate her. He would just brush it off by acting like it wasn't a big deal. And when I questioned her about that, she had the nerve to justify his behavior by saying that she thought that he was just pushing her to do better. I remember saying to her, "No, baby, he just doesn't like you." Needless to say, they never got married, but after a while, we lost touch. Women never want to hear the truth about their men because they think you are a hater or want their man. And in some cases, that could be true. But you really have to use your discernment and verify the source, because not everyone is hating. Some people truly are trying to look out for you. It's more common than you think for people that you're in a relationship with to resent you, because maybe you're more successful than they are. Maybe your success reminds them of their shortcomings, or maybe you're not like the typical person they would date and they feel threatened by how accomplished you are. The very thing they used to admire you for is now the very thing they despise you for. They see that you really are that girl and they feel inadequate because they can't measure up. And now they act out and berate you and use that as a reason to keep and create emotional distance with you. And deep down, you know this, right? I remember one time I was using the tools that I learned in therapy to try and diffuse an argument with my ex, who was now my so-called friend. And they started this argument for no reason at all. It was completely out of left field. And they had the nerve to tell me to get off my high horse. Like, what? I wasn't being condescending or patronizing. I was really just trying to keep the peace. But that was the exact moment I knew I could never talk to this person ever again in life. Here I was in therapy doing the work to try to better myself, and here this person was with multiple failed attempts at therapy and major anger, rage, and jealousy issues that they refused to work on. That was the exact moment I knew there would never be any growth in our dynamic, and just like that, all communication ceased. Listen to me carefully. We don't need to go play Inspector Gadget and figure out their childhood trauma. We don't need to play therapist and figure out whether or not they have mommy issues. All you need to know is that your intuition is telling you that you're dating someone that does not like you. And it's not just dating. You could be married to someone who doesn't like you. People get married for all kind of reasons, and it's not always love that's keeping you together. And when someone does not like you, they secretly resent you. They're not kind to you, right? Now, I'm going to break down the 5 most obvious signs that someone might not like you, plus one sneaky indicator that most women miss completely. And trust me, the last one, this is the one that's probably happening to you right now. Number 1, lack of support. Watch this. Imagine you're sharing a big win at work and all you get is a cool or worse, silence. When someone's into you, your victories are worth celebrating to them. But if they're indifferent to your achievements and struggles, then it's a pretty clear sign they're not emotionally invested. Number 2, criticism and sarcasm. A little teasing is fun and can be cute, but constant criticism masked as jokes isn't. And you know those little comments like, oh, you're wearing that? I guess that's one way to do it. Those aren't jokes. That's contempt disguised as humor. Number 3, passive aggressive behavior. This one can be tricky. They're not openly hostile, but those little digs, the backhanded compliments, the I'm fine when they're clearly not, it's their way of expressing negative feelings without a confrontation. They're too immature to say they don't like you, so they show you instead. Number 4, they exclude you from their life. If you're kept away from their circle, no invites to hang with their friends or meet their family, that's a huge red flag. It's a sign you're not really part of their world. Think about it. When you love someone, don't you want to show them off? Don't you want to integrate them into your life? Number 5, hostility or contempt. This is hard to miss. If their words or actions ooze hostility or contempt, it's a big waving red flag. The eye rolls, the sighs, the dirty looks, that's not love, that's disdain. And number 6, this one sneaks up on you, and most women miss this one. Subtle emotional withdrawal. They might be physically there, but are they really? If they're emotionally distant, if they seem checked out, if they're just going through the motions, that's your sign. You often feel something is off, but ignore it. And that's your intuition telling you something isn't right. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but maybe they're just struggling to express love or be vulnerable due to past relationships, trauma, or insecurities. But you got to stop it. Stop that. Stop making excuses for people who don't like you. Stop trying to psychoanalyze people who aren't kind to you or just not that into you. If someone isn't kind to you, if you feel like they're just tolerating you, then that is your cue to know that this is not a safe space for you. Maybe it's not that you're in an emotionally abusive relationship. It could just be that the person you're with has a I might as well stay because I can't do any better mindset. Or they may not be able to be with the person that they really want to be with, so they're settling for you. And if they're settling for you, they for sure are not treating you well. And you most definitely are sleeping with an enemy. Understanding the why helps, but it's no excuse for staying in a relationship that leaves you feeling undervalued or emotionally abused. Let me tell you something, and this is important. You cannot love someone into liking you. Let me say that again. You cannot love someone into liking you. You cannot perform your way into being appreciated or loved. If someone doesn't like you, that's their loss and not your project to fix. Staying in a relationship with someone who doesn't like you will take a toll on your mental, physical, and emotional health, possibly your finances too. Your wellness matters. Stop sleeping with the enemy and leave. There is no working it out. There's no let's go to counseling. There is no let me try harder. The only option is to leave. Never let anyone tell you or show you twice that they do not want you. You're not here to participate in struggle love. You're not here to bargain or negotiate for love. You let them go and spend time healing. Seek support if you need to, but don't ever try to get over someone by getting under someone else. Because all you're doing is going from one dysfunctional situation to another without doing the inner work to find the value within yourself to know that you deserve better. Newsflash, being alone for a season is not a death sentence. Take time to identify your standards, non-negotiables, and boundaries. Take time to identify your critical needs, your values, and your self-care needs, or as I like to call it, your woman code. Once you start filtering your life through your woman code, you'll start experiencing higher quality experiences, better relationships, higher income, and better quality people in your life. And if you're interested in identifying your women code, then send me a message via my contact form and I'll have it linked for you in the description box. Before I go, I want you to do something right now. Take out your phone. I'll wait. Take out your phone right now. Open your notes app and write down any moments where you felt unloved, unappreciated, or received unkind behaviors in your relationship. Those aren't coincidences. Those are patterns. Take the necessary steps to break this cycle. If you're watching this and nodding along or can relate to anything that I'm saying, if any of these signs hit home, it's time to make some decisions. It's time to choose yourself, because being alone is better than being with someone who doesn't like you. You can no longer sleep with the enemy. Share in the comments below if you've ever experienced any of these signs, and make sure you subscribe to this channel and like the video. Share this video with anyone who needs to hear this message. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.